Hello everyone and welcome back to Renowned Explorers International Society, The Emperor's Challenge. So, let's try to get a win, shall we? I've been playing a lot of games of The Emperor's Challenge, some of which you've seen on the channel, some of which you haven't. Not because I wasn't planning on uploading them, but because I wasn't happy with the quality once I finished. Not that it was a bad run. I actually got all the way to Shangri-La. I didn't win, but I got to Shangri-La. But by the time I had finished it, the 80 hours expansion had come out, and I wasn't happy with the sound quality either, so I just decided to scrap it. It's unfortunate, but, you know, it happens sometimes. So, let's try to win one. And I'm going to do this amazing speech defense and engineer team daily. And I've already gone through and decided who I want to use. I'm going to start with Anna. I'm going to bring Kiwi, and I'm going to bring Maria. This is a very strong devious team that has a couple scientists in it. It has Anna, of course, who's a naturalist, and can also learn engineering. And it has Kiwi, who's a survivalist. She's a scout, not a scientist, but she has a survivalist trait, which will help us get more study. Why do I care about that? Well, because Anna's captain perk, brilliant scientist, completing a research paper, will give your study token a random improvement. Every study thing you unlock, every single one of them, will improve your study token. That's insanely good. It's so good. It's one of the strongest captain perks available, and it's one of the first ones available as well. So if you're just starting to play the game, and you're looking for some tips on a strong run, Anna is amazing. And Maria I'm bringing mostly just because she's a very, very strong devious character, and she has a lot of speech to start out with. 35. That's a lot. That's one of the highest in the game. Compare that to Kiwi's 28 and Anna's 20, and you can see that that's a lot of damage. Alright. The one disadvantage this crew has is it doesn't start with any engineering levels, which will make it harder to reach that first threshold. But not impossible. We can do it. And I am going to start, I'm going to do Classic as always, and I'm going to start with the Celtic Code, which will give us some extra research at the start. That will help. Alright, let's do this thing. We are going to be a devious crew, insult people's personalities, and hear their lamentations. Lamentations? As we walk away? Something like that. Speaking of lamentations, because it reminded me of the word laminations, I've been watching Great British Bake Off recently. Great cooking show. If you are interested in cooking shows to begin with, I'm ready to explore the game. Let's go. If you're interested in cooking shows, that is a great one to watch. Did I keep clicking on the wrong thing? I do. Okay, 1 second. I'm ready. Let's go. Okay. Now that I've figured out how to get through the tutorial, Great British Bake Off is a great show. It's, this crew member gains a love for biology. We're going to give that to Anna because she's already a naturalist, and biology is a naturalist perk. Very nice. Naturalist biology. The cool thing about Great British Bake Off is it's very unscripted. All of the cooks in it are home bakers. Oh, Anna is obsessively curious. She must destroy the herb's habitat here in order to gain research. So she's going to do that. And we got almost nothing. 1 collect, all right. So it's very unscripted, and they make mistakes, which is great, because that means that you can learn from those mistakes and not make them yourself. All right, we got some wolves. Let's be devious towards them. And I just really like that, and it's a very calm cooking show. It's very nice to watch. Other cooking shows, of course, Good Eats is amazing. If you're interested in getting into cooking shows, that's a great place to start. But if you'd like a cooking show that's a little bit more unscripted and has a lot of mistakes in it that you can learn from, Great British Bake Off is a good one to do. The reason I mentioned laminations is because they were just doing a cookie that required making a reverse puff pastry. And, it was very interesting. The only thing about it was it only ended up making 8 cookies, and it was an awful lot of work, in my opinion, for 8 cookies. I'm just buffing up my characters here. I didn't want to run over here to the wolves to let them come to me, but in the meantime, I'll excite my 2 characters so that they have better speech for next turn. Yeah, my wife didn't agree. My wife thought they looked amazing, but I thought it looked like overly much work for that little amount of dessert. I did not grow up with a lot of dessert growing up. I grew up in a very healthy family. Pretty much the opposite of my wife, who grew up in Arkansas, where they believe that a meal is not complete without sugar. That's not my words, that's hers. She grew up basically hearing that it wasn't a full meal unless there was dessert provided. Whereas I only ate desserts at celebrations, birthdays, holidays, and that was it. So very different upbringing. All right, our campfire is available. Polymath gives us renown for levels of naturalist, engineer, and archaeologist. We're going to keep that, but not use it yet. Scavenger, level 4 survivalist, gains supplies on survivalist spins. We don't have a level 4 survivalist yet. We'll keep it. Secret report, we're not going to get a lot of secrets. We don't care about that. We'll get rid of that. And let's do Kiwi's crew story. Kiwi gains +2 collect and +2 study whenever she succeeds on spins. Awesome. Kiwi's gone missing again. She can't sit still for one moment, always on the run. She's always moving. Nice. She got some supplies, but Anna is annoyed because she prefers things to go in an orderly way. All right. Hopefully they'll figure it out. Almost like a parent and a kid there. One of them wants to run around in circles, and the other one wants them to be a little bit more orderly. Not that I'm speaking from experience there. I don't have kids. My wife is very interested in having kids, and I am not. I mean, she'll win that eventually. We will probably eventually have that happen. But for now, I am very happy with our slightly more orderly life. She grew up in a large family and in an area of the country, again, the Bible Belt of America, that takes family very seriously. So that's very important to her, which is fine. It is fine. We'll figure it out. Your crew is minding its own business, walking around the forest taking samples, when suddenly we hear the sound of multiple feet rushing toward us. Okay. A man followed by wolves is charging at you aggressively. All right. Very nice. For the meantime, dealing with 2 cats is plenty for me, and we will... And they are doing much better now that we changed their food. They were having some stomach problems, but that has ended, which is very nice. One thing she has admitted is one of her cats is extremely attached. Whenever she's at home, wants to be in her lap all of the time, will not leave her lap for any reason unless she makes him. And he is quite the cuddling cat. And one problem she has acknowledged is that if she did want to have a kid, the poor Merlin would be very jealous and wouldn't quite know how to deal with losing a lot of his attention. And that would be very hard for him. He will have to figure it out, probably, because I doubt we're going to wait another 10 years to have kids, and that's probably how long the cats will live. They're already 9, but most cats can live to 18 to 20 years old now. So, especially with current medical care and good food. So Merlin will have to deal with that at some point, but I imagine that's going to be very difficult for him. And she has acknowledged that is the case. That is going to be a problem we'll have to deal with. To a lot of you, that probably seems like a very small problem. You know, oh dear, a cat will get jealous, boo-hoo. But she's very attached to her cats, and I love cats as well. And we would not want to intentionally cause them harm, emotional or physical. And so that is something we're going to have to think about. It won't prevent us from having kids. That won't be the reason we don't have them. We are almost certainly going to at some point, but it is something we're going to have to think about when the time comes. Okay, enough about kids. Some of you probably are very interested, and some of you probably don't care at all. But, it's an interesting topic of conversation, especially when you're considering having them. And I'm sure there are plenty of parents out there that could give me advice, but to some degree, everyone has to figure out their own way. It's one of those things where you can't try it once and then start over and try again if you do it wrong, and you kind of have to just learn as you go. All right, the druid is livid. Oh yeah? You think your civilization is all fancy? Feel the curse of Cernunnos. Cernunnos. He throws a skull at you and runs away. Anna catches it. Very nice, a treasure. +1 campaign and +1 study for each level of archaeologist. We don't have any archaeologists yet, but I would like to get one at some point, so we'll go ahead and grab that. Very nice, we got a free relic. And 3 level ups. Cool. We will grab a level of engineer because we do want to get that engineer team quest. As much as I'd love to get classical physics, yeah, can't afford to. We need that engineering. All right, we are going to give Kiwi either survivalist tracking or archaeologist symbolism. And I think we'll take archaeologist symbolism because we just did get that archaeologist perk. Let's go ahead and do that. And Maria will take Beguiler Charms. We need a full level Beguiler. And we just leveled Kiwi in archaeology, so there's no point in giving her it too. There we go. Excellent. Let's move along. There's a possibility that this is our hidden hoard, and if it is, I'd very much like to get it. So let's go down there. Very nice, and we will take the discovery. And we are starting to lose some stuff because we are out of supplies, which is very unfortunate. But I want all the study I can get. There we go. Anna is a naturalist. She can approach this and get some more discoveries. Cool. 3 study. Losing some more armor. Hopefully we don't fight Tommy because we've already lost a bunch of armor, and Tommy is a physical attacker. As long as we don't fight him, we'll probably be okay. Another weird colorful stone. Okay. It's as worthless as the other one, but the crew's starting to think there's something up with this. Anna can investigate it. The stone is special. Gives us some extra study. Cool. Loses some more armor. Wow, I really hope we don't fight Tommy. Alright, got some supplies. Very cool. More research. Music is coming from the meadow, but there's no one in sight. It's the wind in combination with a twin flower. Cool. 2 study. And we do have enough supply that we could go to this encounter and then go to the end. And so I think I will do that. Pack of hungry wolves. All right, let's do it. Speaking of my wife and I and desserts, we have a very different take on what makes a dessert good. Very specifically, in terms of cake versus pie. I know this is an ongoing internet debate, but we have our own side to it. Amy is very fond of pie. I don't know if I've ever said my wife's name actually before. Her name is Amy. It's not short for anything. It's not short for Amelia. It's just Amy. Yeah, so she really likes cake. I tend to find cake very boring, especially birthday cake, and a little overly sweet. I much prefer pie. I'm very fond of cheesecake, which is a pie, obviously. Very fond of fruit pies, and we make a lemon ricotta pie, which is incredible. I also love anything lemon. Put lemon in something, I'll be happy. It doesn't matter what it is, essentially. And she's the same way for lemon, and anything lemon we both love, which is great. But she very much likes cake. And I consider that sort of a heresy. I think the Divine Emperor on his eternal throne would be very displeased if he knew that she preferred cake over pie, because pie is, in my opinion, superior. But that's okay. We deal with that in our own ways. We occasionally make cake, we occasionally make pie, and we work it out. It's not a problem. All right. Let's start this encounter. We did get Cassandra here. Cassandra is a friendly character. She is mostly speech-based, which is good because we lost a bunch of armor. Yeah, look at that. Minus 40 armor on 2 of our characters. Yeah. Whereas Anna has 42 speech defense, which is very nice. Can't complain about that one bit. So I'm very glad that we lucked into not getting Tommy. And let's start taking care of some of these. Now, we do get minus 30 speech defense for being a bully, which is unfortunate, and I probably shouldn't have done that. That was probably silly of me. I feel foolish. We're going to switch back over to friendly as soon as we can. We could go aggressive if we wanted to. And I am in a range to use our AoE, so let's do that. And we're basically just going to try to live through this turn. And we will go to either aggressive or friendly next turn, depending on how this turn goes. Okay, fortunately, Anna still does have some speech defense because she was so strong there. So if she takes all the attacks, I'll be very happy. That probably won't be enough to take her down. And my 2 characters with minus defense to speech right now will survive. Excellent. Just barely. Thank you, Anna. That's what I needed. Ooh, that was close, but it worked out. So let's go over and start being... I'd rather be friendly, honestly. I'd really rather be friendly, because ending this combat friendly will give us some good rewards. But I am going to hit one person with a devious attack first, or an aggressive attack, I should say, first, to switch over to a buff to our speech defense. Very nice. Plus 20 speech defense. That is what I wanted. And then we will clean up the rest of these guys with some friendly attacks. And basically hope that they don't hit Anna next turn. I actually could come over here and just heal Anna up. That probably isn't a bad choice. I don't know if that's enough to save her if Cassandra hits her. It might be. Yeah, especially with the plus 20 speech defense. That probably is enough, so that's probably the best choice there. We do have a very good healer in Maria, so there's no point in not using her. There we go, a miss on Kiwi, very nice. And just a little bit of damage to Maria, and we should be able to, if not clean up everyone this turn, get very close to it. We're going to put everything into friendly now, and try to end this encounter in a friendly attitude. There we go. That should switch us over. That does mean that we're going to lose our plus 20 speech defense, which does mean that Maria could go down next turn now. But we have an extra resolve, so if that happens, it is not the end of the world. Okay, she's going to attack someone else instead. Nope, never mind. She was just moving around. Okay, there goes Anna. That's okay. Was I calling her Maria? I might have been. It's Anna. Ooh, a miss on Kiwi. That's unfortunate, but that's all right. And, yeah. Not quite. Almost took her out. Hopefully she can't take out either Kiwi or Maria on this turn. I don't think she'll be able to. Ooh, wow. That was actually much closer than I was hoping to see. That was a little scary. Oh, wow, and Kiwi fumbled again. But Maria will not fumble. There we go. And we finished off Cassandra. She's excited about our cause. We didn't get our devious emotion spreader, but, you know, that's the way it is. She's pleased with our diplomatic approach. We got some research. We all got some speech, which is great. And a hood figure. Amazing. I saw how you handled that encounter. Your friendly solution is admirable. I'm honored that someone like you is looking for our history. What dream do you chase? Anna is obsessively curious. She thirsts for knowledge. We really want the Sea Sapphire. We got some extra science. Come on, give me the Sea Sapphire. That's what I want. Oh, drat, we didn't get it. Oh, but this isn't bad. This isn't bad at all. Gain an extra to study if you resolve an encounter devious. We are going to try to do most encounters that way, so that's great. We'll do that. I would prefer the Sea Sapphire, but that's all right. There we go. You may have noticed that Rivalo is quite ahead of us. That's all right. We're going to try to fix that very soon. There's all our stuff. 126 research, not too bad. And we don't need to talk to the Emperor, but we do need our +2 supplies from our membership. Very nice. And the first thing we're going to do is start researching. We definitely want observations. Choose this field if you want to advance the research faster. We do. And the very first unlock there gives us a free naturalist, engineer, or archaeologist perk, and we're going to take a free engineering perk for Anna. I'm going to give her piloting, because in my opinion, that's one of the harder ones to find. There we go. And let's start researching. We do want +1 study whenever a naturalist, engineer, or archaeologist succeeds on the adventure wheel. We have one of each of those, so that's great. We do want that. Let's see. +2 insight. Very cool. And you'll notice we're getting additional stuff from our study tokens every time we research. More research from study. 0 to 1, but it's still more. +2 study when spending insight in Berlin. Cool. Oh, we get to choose this time. Research status or gold. I'm going to take the status. I do want to get some entourages, and the 0 to 1 research is not nearly as good as the 1 to 2 status in my opinion, so we're going to do that. And we are out of research, just barely. We do want to finish this tree right now if we can, so I'm going to go ahead and go to our insight and get some more research. There we go. We're going to stop there and go level up one more time, get 2 supplies so that we get more research. There we go. 0 to 1 more, and do 1 more insight. we go. And finish off this tree. +1 study when you enter a challenge node of your choice. And we could do technique because we will have an engineer, but I'm going to do nature because nature challenges tend to give study anyway when you succeed. So we'll just get more. And this will let us prioritize nature challenges over everything else. Very nice. And even more research. Awesome. And what do we want expert efficiency in? Well, research, of course. There we go. Now, the next thing I want to do is nature sciences. It gives us a bunch more study, allows us to become renowned through research, and it's very, very good for Anna. But we can't unlock that until our second expedition is done. So we're going to wait on that and save the rest of our research. We do have 5 insight left. We will spend that, don't worry. And I'm going to spend it, shockingly, right here. 25 to 60 research every time, and a little bit of status, 5 to 10. And that is fine. That's what I want. This does give us enough study that we could unlock another research tree, but again, we don't have access to any more except for that one that you get at the start. And I don't want to do that one. I want to wait and do sciences. So we're just going to hoard. We're going to hoard this study. There we go. Let's take a look at our entourages. We do have this new shop that was unlocked from the community challenge. And it's decent. It gives us some extra resources for solving encounters in specific ways. But the best thing is this at the end. The Masters. 1,000 status to unlock them, but 1 discovery, secret, or treasure hunt, resolving an encounter in your attitude of choice, and I would love to get this one. So we will need to save some status for that. We could also grab some helpers here if we wanted, because they give extra research from every study token if you get students, which I would love. And I think I'm going to do that. It's expensive. It's very expensive. Is there any other better way to spend it right now, though? So we can afford one of these. That would give us archaeologist, diplomat, or athlete, but I don't care that much about those. We don't have enough to upgrade and then buy one of these. So you know what? I'm going to get a helper. I would really like a helper. +1 to research from every study token. That's going to be really good. There we go. And we have 2 of those now. Cool. All right. That means right now, every study token is giving 6 to 14 research and 1 to 2 status. Cool. Let's go to our shop. We do have this quest here for amazing speech defense. We need 45. We're 1 short. So let's go in here. A monkey wrench, advanced tools. We're going to give that to Anna. That gives her 3 levels in engineer. Very nice. And then we're going to try to give her a decent memento, +10 speech defense. And actually, yeah, that's what we're going to do. +10 speech defense. There we go. And I would like to give someone else some armor. So let's give Kiwi a little bit of armor. There we go. And that should activate our speech defense quest. There we go. Very nice. And she gets the 55 one right away as well. Awesome. Not going to get the next one quite yet, but that gave us quite a few points and actually put us ahead of Ravelo, which I cannot complain about one bit. We're not going to get trained diplomat because we don't have a level 2 diplomat in our team. So he's going to get those points. That's okay. All right. Thank you guys very much for watching. If you liked the video, please let me know. If you want to see more content as it comes out, please subscribe on the channel. That really does help more than you know. It's the main thing that determines whether or not this is successful or not. And so I really appreciate all those people who have subscribed. At the moment, as I'm recording this, there are 8 of you. Thank you very much to each and every one of you. I really appreciate it. And other than that, thank you very much for watching. And I will see you next time. Goodbye.